We're doing a staged research project. So we've just finished stage one, where we've cleaned all the objects and we've done a catalogue of what we think there is. And now stage two has started, and what we're doing is we're piecing all those objects together. So we have about 4,000 fragments, but it probably only represents about 450 or 500 objects. So it's like a big jigsaw at the moment. And we're just starting to get those to come together to make meaning of the hoard. Two special things we've found recently is a pommel cap, which is a completely unique form. So it was in 26 fragments. So now that we're recently put together, we can see that this object is unique. It was clearly owned by someone of great importance. And we also have elements of a helmet as well, which is also hugely important. It's only the fifth known from all of Britain. And again, it had to be owned by someone who was possibly a king or a prince. We think there's a lot of importing here, possibly the silver. There were some silver mines in the 7th century that we know about, so we think that maybe those were gathered locally, but certainly the gold, the garnets, all coming in from Europe. The garnets themselves maybe as far as India and Sri Lanka being imported into the country, and that's really important. It also tells us about the wealth of the Anglo-Saxons, because it's an expensive material to bring in as an object. Gold may have come not as a raw form, but as a coinage, so they could have been recycling coins down. But again, it's an expensive resource to bring into the country and shows how much wealth and how much power the Anglo-Saxon elite really had. Yeah, we know very little about Anglo-Saxon 7th century, and this material really is helping us to build on what we can learn about those kings, how wealthy they were. Because the other thing we're not quite sure about is this collection is about 5 kilos of gold and about 1.5 kilos of silver. Today it's worth a great amount of money, but we don't know quite what that means in the Anglo-Saxon world. We assume it's also a great amount of money as well, but really grasping how much that is worth in that society will be key for us to kind of talk about how much things they would have to trade for it as well. But yeah, it really highlights that warrior elite class and the kings that were here controlling this resource that is controlled at the highest level. We have lots of schools who come in with their teachers. Obviously it's part of the curriculum nowadays, so lots of them are quite engaged already about the Anglo-Saxons, so they're already coming in with a learning program, and we have some resources here that they can kind of go around with and find things and find different technologies with.